representing ZR Team, and his opponent, Deandre Villarama from Luis Pagliari Jiu-Jitsu. And Gabriel there in black, the opponent pulling guard. And a lot of stand-up there early in the match. A bit unusual for the weight class. Still fun to watch. Guard pull there by Deandre.
He's really fast, very precise. He barely makes mistake. It's incredible how he fights. His back taking is like incredible.
Yeah, see that pan grip right there, that De La Riva modified grip there. Everyone, that's such a dominant grip, Raleigh, because it's so hard to break, right? The pocket grip on João Gabriel's right leg. So he's breaking it out shin to shin. I was just going to say, that's how I normally try to break it, is grinding my shin on my opponent's shin. But it's got to be one of those things where people are going to start watching out not to let the opponent get that grip, because it's such a dominant grip for the bottom player. Like, my new thing with my students now is like, don't let them get that grip, because I always get the question, how do you break it? I don't give them ideas, but it's a very difficult grip to deal with. It's always easier to prevent than to deal with the problem.
It is true. But how do you usually? I usually have found very success on slices shin to shin.
Shin to shin outwards. Yeah, that's normally my recipe to get rid of that problem. But even so, I think that a lot of people are volunteering. We're such in a habit of volunteering that leg for the knee slice. We just walk in with our right legs forward, right? Yeah. And we got to start looking at approach and guard in different ways. Maybe with the left leg, or maybe with a parallel stance, not a staggered stance, right? The different ways, especially when your opponent has a strong De La Riva. Looking at ways of not giving your opponent exactly what he wants.
Yeah, the best way is never allow the opponent to start to do something.
Which is always easier said than done, right? It's like saying, don't let Mike Musumeci take your back.
or grip, or pull guard, or grip you. Does some little, bump that on the mouth on João Gabriel, so it's been just being assisted by the doctors.
And this is an entirely new generation. Like, bro, sometimes it's hard to keep up with how many new competitors are popping into the scene. Like, we have a new big name every other week now, I feel like. And João Gabriel is someone who just popped into the scene very recently. And I think he's a key player in the division. I feel very confident saying this, that he is a key player in any tournament in his weight class.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's been competing a lot into the Grand Slams and the Abu Dhabi Pro, due to visa issues, it took long for him to compete in America. And that's why it's beautiful to see big tournaments here in Europe that is so diverse, and give the opportunity for people to showcase to the world the jiu-jitsu, maybe which is going to help him to lead to get a visa and show up at the Worlds. Like Arthur, for example, he didn't fight at the World Championships during 10 years because he couldn't afford to get a visa.
Who's that?
Lagarto, Lucio Rodriguez.
Yes.
So he missed the biggest time of the high level of the career.
His career
because he couldn't afford to.
That's very unfortunate. Like, even though I think the move of IBJJF World Championships from Tijuca Tennis Club in Brazil to Long Beach has been great for the sport, it did hurt a lot of competitors who were unable to travel due to financial or visa issues.
But I think now with that, it's gonna, get less and less problems with the jiu-jitsu being spread to the world the way that it is now. It's going progressively. Like, every year the Europeans grow 20%. That's incredible.
That's insane. Yeah, well, the tournament's going on for a week now.
Yeah.
I think they started on Monday or Tuesday.
It started Monday already.
So it's a whole week.
The first edition of the European there was just lasted 300 athletes.
Yeah.
Now it's 5,000 plus, which is a big thing for the city in Lisbon, because it's 1 week full of tourism. and people
Oh,
helping them
5,000
finance the
people spending,
tournament.
exactly. Spending money every
5,000
day.
competitors, but plus people
Family,
from family.
yes. Production, everything. All right, João Gabriel up by 1 advantage. Deandre at the bottom, though, so that could be an advantage in the tactical sense. Right, remember if Deandre gets a sweep somewhere near the end of the match, that could be a huge problem for João Gabriel. May not have enough time to sweep back. And passing guard here in this weight class is always a huge problem. Never easy. And just under 7 minutes left. João Gabriel really's got to do something about that lasso. And Deandre transitioning to a knee bar. Yeah, 50-50 is not a good game for João Gabriel now. He's got to stay out of it. You can see Deandre trying to suck him into that 50-50. And now a bolo. Let's see if he can finish it. This could be bad for João Gabriel. And Deandre, another name. I'd never seen Deandre compete before, and here he is. We're just talking about how João Gabriel is like a huge name in the division, and Deandre's beating him.
It's crazy. He's popping from everywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be less leaning less towards favorites this tournament probably, bro. There's a lot of surprises I think coming this tournament. A lot of yesterday, a lot of surprises today. So far, a lot of surprises, and I think that's the nature of the game. There's too many good competitors out there. It's hard to say this guy's definitely. You have some favorites every now. Like Mike Matsuis is very dominant in his division, for example, but. Even so, I can see in a year or two from now that changing. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that changed. You know,
the secret should be active.
Yes.
Be active, merging, because every single time that you compete, you're learning. When you win or when you're losing, you're adding weapons in the game. And then, like in judo, they do camps together around the world. And that makes the level of the judo become more and more and more higher.
And another, other than being very active and training hard and all that, it has to do with how much you care too, brother. Like for some people, it means more than to others, and I think that in the long run, how much it means to you, really is like a differential in your overall results, right? Not just training every day is not enough anymore. It has to mean something to you on a very deep level. And it does matter. I mean, as an instructor, you know this, bro. You can tell the difference between the students that really care and the ones that are there for the wrong reasons. Right?
That's true. Well, here we go. Look, Villarama is doing an amazing control here, winning one advantage against João Gabriel, which could be an upset of this event.
João Gabriel walked into this as a favorite. You know, he's having a really hard time with Deandre, who is, just outsmarting him with that 50-50. It's a tactical match now, and it's the problem with that 50-50 with the lapel, with that hand underneath the knee, and you know this, Braulio. That grip, like you can see João Gabriel trying to break it. It's very difficult to break.
Yeah.
My take on it, this is my opinion, they got to do something about this because it's not a very offensive position either for sweeping or for finishing. But it is any blue belt will give me or you or anyone else a run for their money in that position. It's very difficult to escape.
I developed a little way of doing it. The thing is, the reason that João Gabriel is trying to turn towards the back, focus on the hip, it will never break the grip. But if you start turning his left knee towards the floor and knee slice the biceps of Villarama, crunching him, he cannot push away, and then I can slice like I would do with the shin to break the Fidela.
And you can break that grip.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the grip is being sliced by the biceps, and then you put the foot through the back by putting the knee through the floor, and it's just sprawling. But you gotta face him.
All right, so here we have Deandre scoring another 2. And João Gabriel really doesn't have a choice. He's got to open up the game. He's got to get out of that 50-50 because he could still turn the score around.
He had to get some foot locks there, attack, so he get the advantage on. That's what he's trying to do right now.
And if he sweeps back, he's got a good shot at, or he'll be ahead if he can sweep back. But the question is, can he do that with just under 3 minutes left?
He's gonna take his time.
He's opened up the backup option there too.
Come on. Bring the fight.
Very well recovered by João Gabriel there. And still that battle. Who's going to pull first now? João Gabriel escaped really well. I thought he was caught there for a while.
Sobe, sobe, sobe. Sobe passando. Sobe passando. Dando pressão.
João Gabriel up by 1 advantage, and I'm surprised he hasn't pulled yet. You would think on both of them, but maybe they prefer to be on top.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. To be honest, right now, he on the top and the bottom. Villarama was giving him a hard time anyway. But I would have pull guard if I was João Gabriel.
It makes more sense, right? Because like, it's, you know, here.
Now it's like close guard, 1.5 minutes to go. Before he does any advantage against Villarama, he has to open the guard. So it's a good place to be for Villarama.
And it's ironic, like I've always learned, I've always taught stay out of close guard in a fight. But in this weight class, for you not to get swept, the best place to be is close guard.
Exactly.
You don't want to be in the De La Riva.
I think that's a little bit tactical error here by João Gabriel. He opened up an opportunity to Villarama to pull close guard and slow down the whole thing. Now we have 50 seconds, and then he has to score an advantage before anything. How would you score an advantage at this point? Risk the footlock or half guard?
See, João Gabriel just got to do exactly that. He's got to be aggressive enough not to let his opponent find anything to work with. So he's just moving around just enough to shut down his opponent. Very smart
30 seconds to go.
Yeah, I think Deandre, little tactical mistakes there towards the second half of the fight. I thought he had it.
And they're both very active as well.
It's been a great fight. It's looking like João Gabriel's going to take it.
Stay down, Jeremy, stay down! Stay down! Stay down! Stay down, Jeremy!
And 10 seconds left. Let's see if Deandre can take him down.
Five seconds to go. João Gabriel here.
Tough position. Yeah, it's, you never know. A bad guard pull right now can change everything, right?
He's put a lot of pressure as well. Villarama is doing great. Wow.
Beautiful win by João Gabriel. Highly intelligent, both these competitors, I thought. So I thought like João Gabriel played it smart towards the second half, where I think he wasn't expecting being behind on the score the first half. And I think Deandre maybe, towards the end of the match could have been a little bit smarter about keeping that lead. But overall, great performance by both these competitors.
Great match.